Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. I just want to make a quick video. I did not prepare to make a video today, but a topic came to mind about celibacy and abstaining. You know, a woman's heart and mind and body are all connected. We are not built like men. Men can separate the way that they think from what's going on in their heart and what's going on physically. They can separate all three things, but women are built in a way that we need all three things to be aligned in order to feel connected to another person. Now, those women who aren't like that, they have either one trained themselves to think like a man, pretty much. Like they have this compartmentalized kind of way of thinking. Like they feel like, okay, well, I'm gonna think a certain way, and I'm gonna keep my mind, my heart, and my body completely separate. Hi, hello, thank you for joining the live. So it's important in order to preserve your mind, like your innocence, in order to preserve the intensity of your love and the passion that you want to, be able to show another person. You have to be whole. You have to be completely whole as a woman. So, with on that note, you have to practice discipline. If you're not disciplined, there is no way that you're going to be able to survive this world in a sane mental state. You're going to become insane after you're hurt a million times by men, or if you sleep with men and hoping that if you sleep with these men they're going to fall in love with you, or if you think that physically your body is different from another woman's body in terms of your vagina, you're mistaken. But I mean, over time, of course, when people have children and they have other things may happen to them, then that's kind of something a little bit more extreme. But most women, before they have children, most of the time, if they take care of themselves, I mean, a vagina is made for a penis anyway. So most penises are going to be happy to be inside of your vagina for the most part, if it's clean and healthy and everything. So, celibacy, in order to preserve your sanity, you have to abstain from having sex. I know it's going to be hard at first, especially if you are accustomed to having it on a regular basis. Maybe every week you have to stop in order to really know what a man is thinking, how he feels for you, does he really care for you? And if you really want to have a good man, you have to stop having sex. Unfortunately, I was just watching another show. I forgot this man's name, but he actually has training for other men. It's almost like he's coaching men on how to use women. So he's like, "Oh, develop a team." Like I'm like, a team. He's like, develop a team of women so that you can have options later on which woman you want to sleep with. So he said that over a certain amount of time, he built up his what I want to say, his female companionships or whatever. He had like maybe 12 to 15 women that he befriended, and I'm sure he slept with all of them. But on top of that, he's like, okay, he slept with them, maybe they enjoyed him, and he has them on standby. Like he can pick between 12 and 15 women from his phone on who he wants to sleep with. And I'm like, these women have feelings, they have emotions. Maybe some of them are calling him because they really like him, genuinely like this man, and are hoping that one day he may come around to selecting them and caring for them. And now you have him here talking about how he's developing a team of women. I'm like, what, a team of vaginas? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. What do you mean you have a team of women? I've never heard any man say they got 12 or 15 women to rotate. Like most of the time, men will say maybe they have maybe two or three women that maybe they had those women they messed with for a while before they moved on to the next one, and they kind of do like a shuffle. But I don't know why I can't understand the makeup of a man. Really, for real, men are from Mars and women are definitely from Venus. It's unfortunate, like now, because of all of these dirty ways. Like it's so funny because you'll hear a lot of men say, "Oh, I just want to fall in love. I want to be in love." I'm like, all of a sudden you want to be in love. 15 years ago, you would never hear men talking about love. They would do the dirtiest of things. This new generation of men, anyone who was born in the 90s or, yeah, 90s or even late 80s, they're a mess. They're horrible. I feel so sorry for this new generation of women that are going to come. I don't know what they're going to develop into, because these men, it's like they're boys. It's like a boy mentality in a grown man's body, and they're playing around with women's emotions. It's a game. I'm going to tell you that once you fall in love with someone, it's going to be very hard for you to fall in love with someone else again, especially since if you've been through damage, turmoil, a lot of arguing, distrust, um, people using you, taking advantage of you. You're not going to heal from that easily, especially like if you fell in love with that individual. Once that happens and you've been through the ringer, even if it's one time, for a woman, she's done. Like, her heart is closed off. She is finished. That means that any man after that person who did that to her, there's no real love there. It's gonna be like, they're gonna go through the motions, but there's gonna be nothing there because of the residue of everything that happened with men before. So men, you have to care. Think about your daughters. And I don't know why a man would have to have a child, a female child, a daughter, in order to feel any sympathy towards other women. You have a mother, you have a sister, you have aunts and grandmother that you love and care about, and you can see the tenderness that they have in their hearts for you and for your family. They care about you, they care about, your well-being overall. And then you come out here and you treat women like they're a piece of crap. So you know what? Why should women give their most valued and most precious part of their body over to men who don't even respect them? If I had to give any advice to any young woman, I would say keep your legs closed. Just keep it closed for now. And really, like, if these black men or whatever, I'm mainly thinking of black men. I must admit, but a lot of these men are doing the same things. It's not just black men. It's across the board now. The mentality of men in 2018, if they're under a certain age, if they're under 40 years old, a lot of times they are dog city. Dog city. Just get away from them. The only way you're gonna find a classic man is if he's an older man. If you want someone who's gonna really care about you, possibly, hopefully, I hope I'm like right, because the majority of the times when you hear women dating older men, significantly older men, a lot of times, I don't know if it's because they know that they're really out of the age range of attractiveness, but they really value the women that they have. So yeah, no, well, you know the truth already. So you know what it is with men in their 30s. I would never date anybody younger than me. Even if I look at them and I said to myself, oh, they're cute. Never. Never. Why would I date? No, I wouldn't do that, because I require certain, I have a standard. I have a standard. And once I see that the person is not falling in line with things that I know that's going to keep me sane and keep me happy, feeling whole, feeling confident, I'm not going to be with somebody who's not going to make me feel, who's not going to support that feeling. So, I don't know what to say. It's really disheartening that in this time, like, I don't understand why men are not evolving, why they're not appreciating women better than this. And if it's come down to this, if it's really truly come down to black men are just out here just trying to look for the new next vagina, those men need to get with other women of other races. Leave them alone. I met a couple of black women who are actually celibate. They're celibate because of the treatment, of the hurt, of maybe they have children now and they need support, but they don't have a man to help them, to support them, to even raise the children. And it's so funny because black men will pick up a woman of any other race that has children and help Did you guys hear that? And help raise their children. Did you hear the story about this black man that was married to this white woman? She had a child. The child grew up to maybe like high school age, around 17 years old, somewhere around there. The child was around that age. So the father tried to reprimand him. The father, now being the black man, because he's the father in the household, is telling the boy, "Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that." Because the black man told him, which he should be looking at this man as his father, because he met this man when he was like 3 years old. Like, this is the only father you probably have ever known, ever lived with. I would think that this young man at the time would be bonded to this black man. You're meeting the child at 3. What does he know at 3 years old? He killed him. He killed him because he didn't want to follow instructions. He didn't want to follow any kind of directions or anything like that. So he killed the one father that he's known all of his life. I'm just saying. So this is what happens. So you think that if you go into a black woman that you take up that has children right now that needs help, and if you really put your best foot forward to help her, do you know how much she's gonna treasure you? She's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe that I've met this wonderful man. He's come into my life to help me. Now I have a man in the house to help alleviate some of the stress, to help me raise my children, to help me to feel like a woman again. And women need to feel like women. When they feel stressed out and tired, they just feel like they're nobody. Like there's nothing. You're stressed, you're tired. You don't even think anyone is even looking at you under those conditions. So for you to come in and be like that savior that comes in to kind of like help her, assist her, and help her to raise her children, especially if they're young children, they're gonna look. If you are like a real father figure force in their life, they'll be, more than happy to have you as their father, as their stepfather. And the thing about it is that children will look at you, especially black children, will look at you as if you're a father, because you're their father, because you take care of them. So it's so important. Women think that they're built like men. We are not built like men. You cannot come out here and just sleep with this person, the next person, and think that your spirit is going to be at rest. Your spirit is never going to be at rest. You know what the difference is? Women are receivers and men are givers. And that's in all sense of the word. It's in every kind of way. When I say that, I mean, so intimately, the woman receives, right? When a man is courting a woman, he's pursuing her. He has that drive in him to to give, like give and give, right? But women, once they receive you, that's something that's locked into them. So that means that they're sleeping with you, but whatever feeling or whatever dreadful feeling they have after they slept with you, if they feel like after you slept with them, you just toss them aside like a piece of trash, that stays in them. That's not gonna go away. It resonates in their heart. And then after a while, they become cold. And when they become colder and colder, guess what? Then they start to use you for your money. They start to see, what can you do for me? They start talking like that. What can you do for me? What can you give me? What can you this? What can you that? Because guess what? All this entire time, you've just been giving grief. You've been given a lot of grief, a lot of pain. So you know what? Women become vengeful. It's because of the hurt and the anger. So when people say, "Oh, you're bitter," what does bitterness consist of? Hurt and anger. And I don't know when bitter is such a tainted word, but bitterness is associated with all the things that women have had to deal with from black men, because they have given all of their innocence away to a man. That's what it is. You have stolen whatever was innocent from a woman, that the sweetness, the kindness, the wanting to give, the affection, the love, the care, the selflessness. All of that was there when you first meet a woman, when they're young, 17, 18, even early 20s. They're going to be the sweetest you could ever find them. And you can maintain that sweetness if you cultivate it and you nurture it. And even some women that you see that are bitter, you know what it is? They have so many walls up because they don't want you to see the hurt. They don't want you to see the pain. They don't want you to see the anger, the frustration, the fact that they have inner turmoil. That's what it is. When you see women coming out into like such a heavy rage, what it is that they have a lot of inner turmoil that they can't get it right. They can't organize it. They can't put things in order so that they can function properly. Every single day they're just trying to be as sane as possible, to be as functional as possible, and still act with some kind of rationality. But really, inside, it's a tornado inside, a tornado of confusion. And that's because they've tried so many different things over the years, either to appeal to men or try to see appeal to other men, appeal to themselves, try to figure it out. And all this time really it stems from the fact that men did not really take the time to nurture and care for a woman's inner inner treasure. It's not just about the physical. And men focus so much on the outward appearance of women that they don't even take the time to think about, what am I doing to destroy her internally. So when I think of this man, I'm like, he doesn't understand that what he's doing is he's breaking all these women down. He's causing them to be dysfunctional later on. Because I don't know how old this man was. I want to say he looked like he was in his early 30s, but he could have been in his 20s or early 30s. But I know for sure he was under 40. Definitely for sure he was under 40 and maybe under 35. So I said to myself, like, you're destroying these women and you don't even realize it. Or does he realize it? I don't know if men realize what they're doing. They need to really, really look within themselves and ask themselves what kind of man they want to be. That's the real question. What kind of man do you want to be? Is it the kind of man you choose to be, or is it the kind of man your boys want you to be, the wolf pack? Are you gonna follow what the wolf pack is telling you to do, or are you gonna come up with your own mind? A real man, a real woman, an adult, they make decisions that come from within. If you're going to ask questions about what and where and how, you're going to look to above. You're not going to look to another person who has sins just like you, or the next person that's going through difficulties over here, or the next person who's trying to figure it out, or the next person who's trying to play games. A lot of these men in this pack, kind of like pack mentality, a lot of them think alike. They're doing the same things. And then before you know it, guess what? You're going to be an old man with your old wolf pack, and that's all you're gonna have. You're gonna be like, damn, I spent all of my adult with all of these men, and I have no wife, I have no woman. I'm an old man now, and I gotta hurry up and scramble to get any young woman or any woman that will have me. And nobody wants to be in that position. I say choose a woman and it's that you really care for, you really love, and really, really cultivate that, nurture that, and really develop that relationship. But now all these men right now, they want young girls. They don't even want a woman their own age anymore. When I think about my parents are only a couple years apart, and they feel very content. Like I could tell that they're very content and loving to one another. So now I have to think, I have to hear all these stories. I have to try to look for men 20 years or 30 years older than me. I'm like, damn, 20, 30 years older? I can't even get somebody 5 years older than me, because at the end of the day, they're looking for somebody who's maybe, I don't know. I don't know how old they're looking for, but it seems to me like these young girls are going after older men, and these older men want these younger girls. I don't know if they want. I mean, thank God, I've never really had that issue or anything like with the age thing or anything. I haven't had like any direct issues with that, but I don't know. I don't know. The world is changing now, so who knows what's gonna happen? When you're 60, there are a lot of old people I see. Like when I ride the train and I walk around, I see a lot of old people like 60 and up, and they have no ring on their fingers. They are not married. So what are they gonna do? You're gonna die alone. You're gonna be alone at 60, 70 years old, 80 years old. You're gonna die alone. People don't think about that. They're thinking about, I'm young and vibrant. I'm under 50. I still have energy. I'm vibrant. Once you hit 50, it's a wrap. Like after 50, there are not too many social places that you can hang out and have fun with people in your age group. And what where you're gonna find women? I don't know where you're gonna go out on the street and just, take your chance so good to whoever out on the street. Like, that's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. So, anyhow, this brings me to the end of my video. And if you really love yourself and you really want to maintain your innocence and maintain your giving and loving nature, my best advice is to either one, be celibate, two, abstain for a while until, celebrate until you get married if that happens to you. Abstain until you really find somebody that you really, really love, really care for, and you see that they have a track record of being good to you, being good to themselves, being good to their family. You have to see that family dynamic and see where they're really coming from. And thirdly, if it comes down to it, if you happen to have like an ex-boyfriend that respected you, loved you, and cared for you before, and you can go back to him, do that, I guess, until you really like wean yourself off completely from sex, get that discipline, go work out, you have that extra sex energy, you take care of it yourself, go to the gym, go for a walk, burn off the energy, do whatever you can to burn it off on your own. Believe me, I'm not trying to tell you should masturbate, but you might have to do that because guess what? Who's gonna love you more than you? If you touch yourself, at the end of the day, guess what? After it's all said and done, who's loving you at the end of it? You. So I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but it's true. Like, that's it. If you touch yourself, you really at the end of the release, you don't have to feel like that, oh, does this person like me? Oh, well, did he feel good? Oh, does he like my body? Oh, this, oh, that, and oh, does he have other women? It looks like he didn't care, and all these crazy things going through. You don't have to deal with that because guess what? When you're with yourself, you can completely release. You can completely feel happy, and at the end, you don't feel like somebody took advantage of you because guess what? You know for sure, 100%, after it's all said and done, the person who helped please you is the person that definitely loves you without a doubt. Okay, thank you for spending time with me. If you like this video, if you've gotten anything from it that's helpful, please like, share, subscribe, and also, ring the bell right here. All right, have a good night. Bye.